It is Friday, March 15th. Welcome back to the Damon Bruce Show here on Damon Bruce Plus. It is great to have you here. And needless to say, it is a mofo Friday, and all week long we have been achieving maximum pretty good first week of free agency here, not just for the 49ers, but all around. The NFL absolutely owns us in terms of our attention and our fandom and our interest and our clicks. And what a week it's been. Pretty interesting. We're going to try to put a bow on everything that we know up to this point. This show is happening live at 11 a.m. on Friday, March 15th, and the day began with news right off the bat that John Feliciano is back on a one-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. That deal made possible due to some flexibility thanks to some restructuring from both George Kittle and Javon Hargrave. They've restructured, so that gives a little bit more flexibility to the 49ers, who then, not just even an hour ago, add another player. The 49ers have signed cornerback special teamer Chase Lucas, who had been with the Lions for the last couple of years. Not a lot of on-field tape about him, didn't play very much, but this is a player that the 49ers have decided to add to their roster as well. And we keep on seeing things happen. Things are turning here. It's going to be, I think, a busy Friday, but it might not be a Friday where we get that big, splashy 49er trade for Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. Neither one of those guys leaving the Los Angeles Chargers. Doesn't look like there would be a big splashy trade available without Brandon Ayuk being involved, and we'll get to Brandon here in just a little bit. I hope he's not involved in any trade. I want to see Brandon Ayuk back with the 49ers before I want to see what you might be able to get if you were able to move him. I think he's that important. I might be wrong. I'm just talking about sports on YouTube. John Lynch, he's still a little concerned about safety. You've heard a few players attached to the 49ers there, and I don't think that's an indictment of what Talanoa Hufanga has been as a player. When he's out there and healthy, he's been very good. Can he be back? How healthy will he remain? He's had injury histories dotting his career up to this point, and we're seeing some now. So when it comes to safety play, I will give John Lynch the benefit of the doubt and say you got kind of carte blanche to do there whatever you need to do. Simmons is a name that's been linked to the 49ers at safety, Justin Simmons as well. So that's something to maybe keep an eye on as we dip into this first weekend of free agency around the NFL. But it's been a very interesting first 5 days. Obviously, the dance around, talk to each other, feeling each other, just over the clothes, feeling up period is Monday and Tuesday. And then you get to go, under the blouse and start signing things on on Wednesday. And now here we are, and the wheels of business are absolutely spinning around the NFL, including a move that is absolutely addition by subtraction. 49ers have added a couple of D tackles, and we'll talk more about them a little bit later on in this show here. But it is the defensive tackle that has just been subtracted from the NFC West, which is officially the NFL's biggest headline this Friday morning. One of the single greatest football players we've seen in our lifetimes has called it a career. Aaron Donald is retiring from the Los Angeles Rams. The man probably had more good football left in him, but he has absolutely nothing left to prove. He is a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. That's how good Aaron Donald has been. The all-time single greatest tackles in the history of football. The list sounds an awful lot like this: Reggie White, Aaron Donald. That's the list. Like, that's who he is. His wallet said bad motherfucker right on it. It really did. Aaron Donald is one of the single greatest football players we will ever watch in our lifetimes. I don't know if we'll see a better defensive lineman in our lifetimes. I'm talking about, You're a 48-year-old man. Hopefully you got 30, 40 years left on this planet. In 30, 40 years, we might not get another Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, by the way, and Barry Sanders, another one of those, you get one of those in your lifetime level of talents. Aaron Donald and Barry Sanders are the only players in NFL history to play at least 10 seasons and get selected to the Pro Bowl in each season, according to Adam Schefter. I mean, like Donald, Sanders played exactly 10 seasons. So one of the all-time great players is gone, and he is gone from the 49ers division. That makes life a little bit easier. I mean, the 49ers come out and they beat the Rams with an awful lot of regularity here in the Kyle Shanahan era. But beating the Rams officially gets easier when Aaron Donald isn't playing, and he's not playing anymore. So there is the big slice of, okay, this is going to go into the history side of the files. Aaron Donald is retired. Another move that was made today is the Cleveland Browns are hiring Titans head coach Mike Vrabel now as a coaching and personnel consultant. So Mike Vrabel, who based on his time at Ohio State, gets to eat for free forever in the state of Ohio, now gets all the, mozzarella sticks and cheeseburgers that you can get in the state of Ohio in the city of Cleveland, because he is back now. An outstanding linebacker at Ohio State, a very good head coach whose name did not come back up in the spinning coaching carousel this time around. So Mike Vrabel back coaching, consulting, sort of a gray area about what he's really going to mean for the Cleveland Browns. But there you go. Mike Vrabel has a jobby job once again. We got a jobby job to do here as well, and that's to make sure that you are taken care of, you are well informed here on a Friday. Larry Krueger and I also went about an awful lot of that with a rousing wake up, which now comes to you 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. West Coast time. Our plan to keep it a nice, tight 45-minute show kind of went out the window again. We did 90 minutes, which, to be completely honest, is a lot shorter than the 5 hours that we did on Monday. But hey, back on Monday, we were very excited about free agency. We've watched it play out this week. We've given our grades, who we like, biggest additions, not just to the 49ers, but big additions around the NFL, big moves, and an awful lot is there for you to click on whenever you need it. Now, an awful lot of sandwiches are there for you at Ike's to choose from whenever you decide to get hungry. And when you are hungry this weekend, this Friday afternoon, I want you to go get lunch at Ike's. You'll be very, very happy that you did. Incredible sandwiches, all types, all sizes, all flavors, ready for you at Ike's. Go ahead. Get yourself to Ike's. Get a Damon Bruce. I'm absolutely delicious. Do you like a steak sandwich with onion rings and provolone and steak sauce on them? The answer is yes. I love a good fried chicken sandwich. The Jamie Sirewich is incredible. The Paul Rubens is a great Reuben. There are incredible sandwiches at Ike's. Jillian's personal favorite lately has been the Backstabber. That's like a chicken Caesar salad right there on a sandwich. These are tasty. And you need to download the Ike's Reward app. Start earning your way towards free sandwiches. My man is out there looking to feed the world. And he's supporting the Damon Bruce Show, and you can support the Damon Bruce Show by supporting my main man, Ike, and getting yourself a sandwich there today. Maybe think about doing it next week for your entire office. Check out Ike's Catering on the Ike's app. Download it today. You want to continue to help support this channel? Again, take care of my sponsors who take care of me. Go ahead and take care of that like button. Hit that. You want to hit notify? Now you're totally up my alley. You want to subscribe? Oh my goodness. I would be so lucky to have a person like you subscribing to this channel. Please go ahead and do that. And then again, you really want to get nuts? Memberships are available for the cost of 1 cup of coffee. You can help support this channel and get great content all month long, all week long, all year long. And it's been about a year here for us over on YouTube, and it's been a very good year. We're growing, things are happening, and we thank you very much for helping all of that happen. What we're going to do today is take some calls here on a Sports Phone Friday. I will soon be clicking in a link for everyone to click on and line up, and we're going to chit-chat for a little while, and that is going to be our version of Club Plus. I know we didn't do a lot of Club Plusing, but again, I've had a sick kid home all 5 days this week. And I told Jillian, you know, when that doctor gives you a note that says Jack can go back to school on Monday, this is just an opening negotiation. You say, can you get that note to Friday? Because chances are he'll be okay on Friday. And sure enough, I have a totally, completely healthy kid upstairs who is far past his projectile vomiting and could have gone back to school today. But the damn doctor's note says Monday. I told Jillian, you got to negotiate these things like a Persian rug dealer. She just took the doctor's opening order? Who does that? It's like walking onto a car lot and saying, what's the price on that? Okay, I'll take it. Come on, Jillian. Normally a shrewd negotiator. She forgot her negotiation. So I've got now a healthy Jack home on a Friday, which means we're going to go party at the California Academy of Sciences here a little bit later on this afternoon. So let's hop right into a couple of other things that we've got coming up here in football news and other slices of news from around the world of sports that we care about on a Mofo Friday. It is great to have you in here. I see the chat is up, happy, in effect. Here we go. My man AJ Cruz 75, Mofo Friday in full effect. Indeed, it is. Happy people all around. That's what we're looking for. Nathaniel Richards saying, oh man, got here a little late, but you know, happy Mofo, everyone. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The Minnesota Vikings are going agresivo here this morning as well. The Vikings have traded with the Houston Texans and is moved into the first round for a second time. The Minnesota Vikings now have picks number 11 and number 23 in the first round of the draft. They are well positioned to pursue a quarterback by trading both picks to move up or seeing what comes to them at 11 and then coming back with another choice at 23. So the Vikings are getting aggressive, and again, they get 23 and number 232 for a trade of the Texans get number 42, number 188, and a 2025 second-round pick. So the Texans are already thinking about doing some smart drafting this year and future plans as they continue to be a team absolutely on the rise. Another thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on is any and all activities for Brandon Ayuk. And our first bit of activity for Brandon Ayuk was the wide receiver market being reset a little bit by the Calvin Ridley deal in Tennessee. Calvin Ridley, a 4-year, $92 million contract with the Titans. A little bit of a shock signing there. $50 million is guaranteed. So a $50 million guarantee to Brandon Ayuk is the opening salvo in any negotiation that you would have with him. And the 49ers better, take all of that into account. I think that you're looking at a $55 to $58 million guarantee. And if I am representing Brandon Ayuk in this negotiation, when Justin Jefferson gets an extension here, Justin Jefferson, I think, is going to put this number out where other wide receivers aren't exactly going to be touching it. Brandon Ayuk is a lot of things. He's not Justin Jefferson. What Brandon Ayuk definitely is, though, is better than Calvin Ridley and has done more to prove that than Calvin Ridley. So that, I think, is the real comparison point for any and all, oh, he got that, I want this, when it comes to what Team Ayuk is looking for. And the reason why Calvin Ridley is no longer in Jacksonville is because Trent Baalke decided, I'm not paying that. But Trent Baalke is coming on back to the 49ers for what he knows, and what he knows is Eric Armstead. 3-year deal worth up to $51 million for Eric Armstead, and obviously that's a guy that you just wish Good luck, and you'll be rooting for going forward. Eric Armstead never did a thing wrong for the 49ers. He was a very good player for 9 years for the 49ers. He is an outstanding citizen when it comes to the charity work that he does, and he is going to be taking that to Jacksonville. He decided, the 49ers, he wasn't going to take a pay cut of $17.41 million. He declined on that, and he turns around and gets a 3-year, $51 million offer that he's accepted from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said earlier, we've got a retiring Aaron Donald. That means everybody's life in the NFC East just got a little bit easier, except for the lives that are led in Rams uniforms. But everything just got a little bit easier for the 49ers, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks with Aaron Donald out of the division. That's how big boy he was. Everybody's life in the NFC West gets better and a little bit easier when it comes to defending the Arizona Cardinals, who make a peculiar trade, if you ask me. The Arizona Cardinals traded wide receiver Rondale Moore to Atlanta for unproven backup quarterback Desmond Ridder, who the Falcons have absolutely quit on. So you take a starting caliber wide receiver and flip him for a backup quarterback who might not even be an NFL quarterback. Folks, this is why Cardinals fans live miserable lives. Like, you can't explain that to me. Not only did your team not get better, I think the argument is easily seen that you've gotten worse because you got rid of a player that plays for a player that, if everything goes well with Kyler Murray, won't play. And if something were to go wrong with Kyler Murray, then the question, can Desmond Ridder even play, is going to have to be now asked by the Arizona Cardinals after the Atlanta Falcons couldn't exactly figure that out. I got a space heater over here that's just cranking. We need to turn that bad boy down. By the way, sips of the day, very much already done with. It was off the board today. We started with a wake up. You know how that goes. What I want to do is take our invitation to you to join the show with a video call and plop it right into the chat. Cut, paste, send. And now, my good friends, you have a chance to come on in and say hello in this very first week of NFL free agency. We've got a few other things on the board. I'm going to tell you, I'm not really interested at all in talking about any elements of spring training. I'm not interested at all in talking about how delusional Dave Cavill is, either on who the A's are in the spectrum of important current MLB teams, or Dave Cavill having any working history of Major League Baseball. He thinks that the A's moving to Vegas is tantamount to the Dodgers and Giants coming to the West Coast. That guy is out of his mind. I don't want to really talk about Jimmy G maybe coming back with the 49ers, although I did bring that up to Larry today, and he did think that's probably not going to happen. Although he does have a working knowledge. You want a little experienced of a backup quarterback who knows the system. Jimmy G is there, and I really, honestly don't want to talk much about the Warriors because we all know what the deal is. There's nothing to talk about. Hopefully, Steph Curry is officially ready to go and comes out and plays well against the Lakers, playing on Saturday, and he doesn't get hurt again, because the Warriors are essentially non-functional with Steph Curry. And with Steph Curry, they're now angling to be the 9 or the 10 seed, which means they could be one and done when this postseason begins. So taking a look at all that, it ain't looking fantastic for the Golden State Warriors right now. Anyways, it's been a week where we have proven once again how important the NFL is and the way it goes about moving needles. There is nothing in sports that moves more needles than the NFL. It's just amazing. As I said yesterday, the trade for Malik Collins looks even better the further you get away from it than it did when it actually happened. And that's because I did the journalism where I asked John McClain, who has been covering the Houston NFL market for longer than there has been cattle in the state of Texas. John McClain has been there, done that, seen it all, knows all. And he basically said that the 49ers got away with murder. He was stunned, cannot believe that a 7th-round pick is all that was needed to be given up to get Malik Collins. This is a durable player who is very good against the run. This is someone who is liked by his coaching staff, his teammates, by the journalists that cover the team. And John McClain was left scratching his head. And John has been around the league so long that he doesn't have much hair left. So he doesn't want to do any scratching of the hair off of his head. But this one leaves him going, geez, I wonder what exactly the Texans were thinking, and the 49ers might have gotten away with a steal. I like adding defensive tackle Jordan Elliott more that defensive tackle Malik Collins is also in the room. The two of those guys as rotation pieces seem to make an awful lot of sense. Leonard Floyd from Buffalo was a day one addition back on Monday, which now feels like a year ago. Leonard Floyd is a guy who is one of the bigger edge rushers that this team has had coming off the other end of Nick Bosa, so we'll see what that looks like. Yetur Gross-Matos is a player who we're going to be getting to know more and more and more about. The more I read about him, the more I like the guy. And the more rootable he becomes, because this is someone who has been steeped in personal tragedy in his life, and it's only made him, double down, work harder, appreciate things more, and it's really an unbelievable story. But it's been a very interesting morning for the 49ers, who, again, get more cap space to play with thanks to Kittle and Hargrave restructuring. We get John Feliciano back on a one-year deal. I think that makes that rotating right tackle position between him and Burford a little bit, the upgrade at right guard comes with Burford getting better this offseason and Feliciano representing depth. Like I was saying with Larry earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if the pick at 31 were a tackle and Colton McKivitz is asked to maybe move in to play center over Brendel. But this team needs better offensive line play, and offensive line depth is always in order. I think you're going to see an awful lot of that addressed in the draft. But then again, you get rookie offensive linemen, and there is a chance that the rookie offensive linemen that the 49ers draft this year will be older than a 23-year-old Spencer Burford, who's already started 30 NFL games. There is a there to Spencer Burford that I would like to see materialize. Again, the Niners came back with a not often seen on the field special teamer and corner. Chase Lucas had been with the Lions for the last 2 years. He is back in the room, or in the room, I should say, for the 49ers. And there you go. Now, when it comes to getting back in the room, there is one person I know that will always accept that invitation to come into the room. Habe the Babe is with us once again. Michelle Haberman, how are you this Friday, darling?
Hey, I am great. How are you doing?
Excellent. We have cleaned up any and all projectile vomit. So success. And I think the 49ers have had a smart week, if not a super sexy and exciting week here. And, Steph Curry starts playing basketball, we hope, tomorrow. So things are pointing up here.
Fingers crossed on that.
Fingers crossed. Sure. I see you got a little yummy in my tummy.
I do. I gotta do a little shout out to my boy Eric. Grew up. He's in Sacramento. Actually, my good friend of mine taught him English in high school. So
I remember you telling me about that.
I've known him there from way back, and and then he went to Oregon, which is the school I root for because that's where my dad went. And then, of course, he got drafted to the Niners. So anyway, it's like, I'm happy for him, but that one hurts. Honestly, that one hurts.
It might tug on the heartstrings more than it tugs on this team ability to play. Eric Armstead, again, he's in the good category. In the playoffs, there were times, Michelle, he played really well. He did answer the bell in the postseason for the 49ers, but 100%. Based on age, wear and tear, price point, 9 years in. Sometimes, if we're all subscribing to what I think is canon advice from Bill Walsh, is it's better to say goodbye a year too early than a year too late. And that's the way I see this.
For sure. And as I was thinking about it, when I knew you were doing a call-in show, I was thinking about it this morning, and I'm like, just add him to the list, because I'm born here and grew up here, a Niners fan. So, add him to the list of all the people. Is like, could you get another year, a good solid year, two, whatever's out of him? Yes, absolutely. But, Frank Gore on line one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Michelle, what do you got cooking this weekend? Big plans, no plans?
I'm gonna, chill. The Ducks are playing basketball today. If they manage to win, if they manage to beat Arizona, then they'll play again on Saturday. That's the Pac-12. That's the,
survive in advance.
Survive in advance. We'll see how that goes. And then, you got to do the brisket, cabbage, potatoes situation.
That's right. We got St. Patrick's Day coming up. That's right. That's right. I totally forgot about that. What a great day of college basketball. This is one of the great days of the month of college basketball. I think I saw John Rothstein, who is a huge college basketball entity on Twitter. He's an analyst, and he said basically, next Thursday, when we get into the NCAA tournament, that's for the person who watches maybe one or two college basketball games a year. They fill out a bracket and then want to come into that office the very first thing next Monday morning and be like, my bracket's already busted. It's for that douchebag. This Thursday is for us. This Thursday are for people who really watch college basketball. All these conference tournaments are going on, so enjoy. Good luck to you.
Oh, yeah. I will. I definitely will, and I love it. And the women's tournament, the men's tournament, it's all good. And to your point, it's kind of like you're in that weird limbo land where it's like football is over, although it's never really over, right? And the Warriors are being the Warriors, and then nothing. Like, I'm not that into baseball, plus baseball's whatever, plus the A's can go fuck themselves. So all of that, and then definitely gonna do some Irish coffees. Probably get drunk on Irish coffees on Sunday too, because
that's what I'm talking about. I might have to go down to the Buena Vista.
Oh, yes. Yes. Maybe I'll take my dad to the Buena Vista on Sunday. That would be fun.
Habes, great to see you as always. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely.
There she is, Michelle Haberman, my friends. We've got AJ who is next. AJ, welcome in, man. How are you? Oh, AJ, we know what? We got to turn that mic on. Let's see if we got you. Here you go. You know what, AJ? I might have come to you 30 seconds before you were expecting me to. I'm going to let you get. I'm not hanging up on you. You're not going anywhere. I'm just going to take you off the screen. You adjust what you think you need to adjust on your end, and we'll get right back to you in just a second. But again, let me go ahead, cut, paste, boom. This is me putting this in here. Anyone who wants to get in, you just click on that link right there, and boom, you will get in. Oh, Albert Quinn. Albert's got a little news for us here. Juwan Howard will not return as Michigan coach this season. In other news, who knew that Michigan went 8-20? It has been a terrible year for Juwan Howard, and he was just asked one of the worst post-game press conferences I've ever heard a reporter ask a coach in a major conference, where it was basically like, Juwan, we're all praying for you. It's like, what? Who let this? Like, this is an adult asking the question, not some student. Very, very odd. But yeah, it has not gone well for Juwan in Michigan. Let's go back to AJ, see if we can say hello. AJ, are you with me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Beautiful. Damon, what a pleasure, man. How you feeling?
It's a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're subscribed up. It's great to have you here. What a good week it's been for the 49ers. Interesting, don't you think?
Absolutely. You know, I got one thing that I wanted to talk to you about. The pay, right? What if we just get everybody to do a Tom Brady deal? Get the wives paid, just like Juice's wife. She's getting money now. Get them paid so we don't got to worry about paying the players.
So you're saying only draft players whose wives are world famous Brazilian supermodels, because
maybe not that far. Maybe not that far. But, you know, just offset a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Juice's wife. He doesn't have to worry about taking a pay cut. She's getting a crazy deal right now. If everybody else can jump on board.
This is really good advice for all the men who are watching here today. Get yourself a good earner as a wife. It makes all life easier. It absolutely does. I tell you, if Jillian didn't have a 93-mile-an-hour fastball on her upstairs, this would have been a really weird first year without me being on the air and terrestrial radio. So again, make sure your wife is a good person, has a good soul, and is a good earner. That's the way to go through life, man.
That's it. One more quick thing. I got a bunch of stuff that I got to handle today. I got to run to the mailbox. Run to the post office to drop off this stuff for the business. But I did want to say, love everything you're doing. Don't change. Keep going. Everybody in the chat, I love all you guys. This is a great community. And I'm not really prepared, but I did want to jump on because I had some stuff to talk about like a couple weeks ago, but it's passé now. But
well, I appreciate it. What is your normal screen name, AJ?
I think it's AJ Sargent.
You're AJ
I don't know.
Sargent. Okay, you're AJ Sargent. Where are you coming to us from, AJ? Where are you sitting? Connecticut. So, dude, I did my time at ESPN. I lived in Bristol. I know about that. I lived right across from the 99 right there. Not too far away from ESPN headquarters. Where are you? Are you in Hartford? You in Danbury? Where are you? No.
I'm down in Groton right now. I'm from New Haven, but we're out in Groton.
There you go. You're kicking it on the 95 power quarter, baby.
Gotta do it.
It is.
You know about Connecticut, man.
Thank you very, very much for tuning in. It's great having you here. The jacket is hot fire. We all know that.
You know, I had to do it for Red. Red, I see you. I appreciate you. Everybody, love you guys. You guys did it easy.
Have yourself a great weekend, man. AJ checking in. AJ with good advice for everyone. Get yourself a wife who's an earner, especially if it helps you restructure a contract to help the 49ers fit you into their cap. Seriously, I really do think if Parag is smart, I think he leaned in to Juszczyk and just said, look, man, your wife has just started a huge money-making business, and you can make this kind of dollars if you're a Minnesota Viking. If you stay right here with the 49ers, you're going to make this kind of dollars. I think it's part of the negotiation. It should have been. And good for Kristen Juszczyk. She's got the hot fire. I do love that starter jacket that AJ was rocking. I bought Jillian that starter jacket a few years ago. She loves it too. Hey, Red Jet Shell. She's like, I love this community. I do too, man. It really is. It's an incredible, incredible place for like-minded, smart, adult, non-dickheadish people to get together and talk sports. Like, I hope to build something like that. I'm glad that we're sort of doing that. One of our favorite guys to say hello to whenever we put up the bat signal is our man John right here. John, first of all, we've been going face-to-face on just about every other Friday. It was great to meet you at Plus Mania 3. Thanks so much for coming on out, man.
Yeah, and I was very excited where you announced where it was, because I was talking to everyone who was there, who actually, shout out to everyone who spoke to me. Crocker Amazon, that's my neighborhood. If you've ever been to that park, I worked there for many years. And so when you said you were going to be there, I was just a quick little walk. I said, hey, it's not that far away. Then it started raining a little bit, but it was fun meeting so many people, talking to everybody. I met Ike, and that guy is larger than life, man. I can see why people like him and his sandwiches. It's like I told him, I love your sandwiches.
It's like you get to meet a sandwich superhero in real life. You know, I never really liked clowns. I've never really been that deep into royalty. So the Burger King never got me excited. Ronald McDonald never got me excited. Whenever I see Ike wearing like a fur coat and a vest, I'm like, that's my sandwich representative right there. That's a guy I can get behind.
Yeah.
What do you think of week one of free agency, John?
I actually like all the moves. One thing about because you know I'm a small YouTuber. I get to speak to many fans who also have like small channels like me, and I was talking to a Texans content creator. He's very upset that we got Elliott. He's like no, and then so I really like the guy we just picked up today. From the Packers. Yes, he's 30 years old, but he's a really good linebacker. Uh, Very underappreciated in Green Bay. I'm glad he's here, and we may not be getting the big name, stars that everyone's been like, complaining about. Oh, I wanted this guy, I wanted this guy, but we're bringing in some good players. They may not be the big superstar names because a lot of these are 1 year contracts, and so I think the Niners are going to just try to hope that they just add so much depth and that these players do pan out. And Leonard Floyd, wow, at 30, 31, will be 32 when the season starts. He's still a good player at his age. He's a young 32-year-old player. So I'm a little bit shocked that the Bills didn't want him back and other teams didn't want him.
They must have been up against it in the cap, and they just said, we got a player who we think is in our pipeline that we like, or maybe projected in the draft that they think is going to be there, and they're just going to try to get by on that. But yeah, look, the 49ers didn't make big splashy moves, but I think that they made a lot of smart moves. And the real bell of the ball, like you were saying, you got a guy you're talking to in Houston, John McClain, who I know in Houston, who is, again, covered all professional football in the history of the city of Houston. He's been covering the NFL for 48 years. Cannot believe that the 49ers got Malik Collins for a 7. So that could really end up being the single biggest move to be excited about based on real NFL eyes telling us that the Niners just got a real player. So, I mean, go ahead. Look at the Malik Collins YouTube highlight video, and you tell me if you think you could have gotten more than a 7th rounder for him. I do. That looks like someone who is a lot more deserving than 7th-round talent.
Yeah. And so again, it's always great, speaking to you, buddy. It was wonderful meeting you. Thank you for the picture. Hopefully the next time, even where it is, I will meet you again, and hopefully to meet more people, because that was fun. And
I hope so.
That place, I think it's new, like you said. I would pass by it all the time, walking down Geneva Avenue, and it was fun. It was fun.
Great. It's a great bar. Thank you, John. Great to see you. And here's the thing. Don't ever call yourself a little YouTuber again, man. You're a YouTuber. You're in this thing. There's nothing little about you, brother. You're on YouTube. You're literally standing on the biggest stage anyone can stand on in the world these days. So it's great to have you, and thank you always for the support. You guys are seriously an incredible group. And my guys, their bar is fantastic. The Halfway Club. Don't wait for another Plus Mania to get there before you get there. Geneva, Crocker, Amazon, these are not the neighborhoods that you go to when you land at SFO and you want to see the sights. This is for local, real San Franciscans who are not just moved here tech bros, but like, my father was a police officer here in San Francisco. My father was a garbage man. I'm a firefighter. These are the blue-collar working people of San Francisco who are the real people and backbone of this town. And that bar, the Halfway Club, has everything you would want your local bar to have. Good cocktails, great seats, good comfortable places to sit, friendly atmosphere, delicious food, nice people working there. That's checking all your boxes when it comes to what are you looking for in a neighborhood bar. Give me a good cocktail. Give me a nice bartender. Give me a nice waitress. Give me a really good little menu to work off of. Doesn't have to be extravagant. Just make sure everything on there is delicious. That's the thing. I respect a place that's like, all right, you know what we're going to do from an eating standpoint? We're going to take 5 things and we're going to be great at these 5 things instead of saying there's 12 things over here, but 6 of them aren't even really worth ordering. Again, pick something, pick a small group and be good at that small group. Be great at that small group. And that to me is a menu I'm interested in. I don't even like fried ravioli. The fried ravioli is really good. Like, to me, fried ravioli is oh, why don't we just get mozzarella sticks? Those are better than fried ravioli. What are we doing? Halfway Club fried ravioli, legit. Halfway Club, just chips and their French onion dip, legit. Chicken liver mousse, if you like that, they got a really good chicken liver mousse. Again, I got boys who are deep in the bar and restaurant industry opening a bar. They ain't fucking around at the Halfway Club. Go find out for yourself. Go find out for yourself this lovely upcoming St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be St. Patrick. You know what? I'm taking this off. I think we need to do a St. Patrick's Day shot together. A little whiskey, a little nip before the weekend of St. Patrick's Day. Again, I gotta go take a kid to the California Academy of Sciences. A little nip might do me might do me good as well. Here we go. We're not Irish, but we like whiskey. Yeah. Y'all seen The Leprechaun? I love that. It's one of my favorite YouTube videos ever. The Ghetto Leprechaun. It's fantastic. Who's seen The Leprechaun? All right, what do we got going on here in the chat? Just poor A's fans. Yes, R.I.P. Cougar Rebel. That is a good way to sum up all A's fandom. Look at Red Jet Shell. She's coming in. AJ with the gold jacket. That jacket looked good. That's a handsome jacket. Let's see. What do we got here? Damon. I think there's a way to pin that so it's on the very top of the chat. There's probably a way to do a lot of things that I still don't know how to do here on YouTube, Erwin. We'll figure it out eventually. But thanks for the advice. Let's see what else we got going on. Again, I could put the disco lights on right here, right now, but the truth is I can already hear Jack pitter-pattering around upstairs, and this is a week where I completely believe we have covered everything that needs to be covered, and we do not want to waste any of your time, as opposed to that Monday wake-up that did go 5 solid hours, which was insane. By the way, RIP Cougar Rebel, shout out Hartford Whalers. Now you're speaking to my sports youth. Little Brandon Shanahan Hartford Whaler jersey used to be one of my favorite things when I was a kid. The whale tail. Love the whale tail. I bring it up to Jillian, and she's like, wait a minute. The whale tail where the back of the underwear comes up from out of the jeans. And even though that is a sign of white trash, I appreciate that too. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of the whale tail. Wouldn't want my wife to go walking around rocking the whale tail. She said she used to. Like back in her I'm a surfer chick. I'm already sharing too much information about Jillian. If she's watching any of this, she'll probably be running downstairs here real quick. But look, all I can tell you is that you are an incredible crowd. You are my kind of people. You have been supporting me in an unbelievable fashion since we've started over here. We are going to be reaching a full year together on YouTube coming up in the next couple of weeks. And I'm very excited about that and celebrating our continued success together. And this really is. It might be me here on the channel, but this channel doesn't work or grow the way that it does without the embrace of an incredible community. Not an audience. You guys ain't an audience. You are a community. And I am proud to be the person that has allowed you to come in here and gather and feel really good about sports and enjoy each other and leave all the hot take nonsense to the drunk idiots at the end of the bar. And we, like adults, can talk about sports in a way that is, based in reality. Who would have ever thought that that would have been an underserved community? Make sure you are not overserved on St. Patrick's Day. Take care of yourself this weekend. Thank you very, very much. Almost 18K in less than a year. Thank you, Erwin. It's good growth. We're not going to do any updates. Not going to do any updates till we get to 20,000. Then we'll victory lap that. But we're well on our way and could be there within, a month. So thanks to everyone. You're all incredible. Big Mac says, real Plusers be the real ones. I would agree with you wholeheartedly. What an awesome job you guys do. Rob C says, Damon, what about Ray Ratto for an anniversary show? Rob C note, thank you very much for your generosity yesterday, brother. And I'll keep working on it. That's all I can tell you. We'll keep working on Ray. I know people keep asking for it, so that means I'll keep working on it. Chef A, dude, that Monday show with Larry was crazy. Right out of the Jerry Lewis telethon. Support these kids. Thank you very much. A 24-hour Plusathon. Oh my gosh. We would need a lot of coffee and probably something even stronger than coffee to do a 24-hour Plusathon. Let's not get nuts. Paul Coffee. Lee Hammer says no. Much love, Damon. Much love to you, JJ. Much love to everyone here in the chat watching today. You're all fantastic. If you're going to be bringing a 4-year-old to the California Academy of Sciences in the next couple hours, I'll see you there. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. You're incredible. Thanks to Ike for being an incredible sponsor. Thanks to all of you for being an incredible community. Thanks to my boy, Larry Kruger, for being an incredible co-host 3 days a week for Wake Up. And again, if you need more 49er information, you go catch today's Wake Up. It was a very, very good one. And like all things on YouTube, it is available right there for you. In the meantime, I want to let you know that sports don't build character, they reveal it. And like that, he's gone.